Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and today we actually have the anniversary event available, and it should be available for both regions. The anniversary event has been pushed back quite a bit, and it now should line up with the end of the anniversary and beginning the new expansion. So you're looking for majority of this month together to play with the anniversary event, which comes with quite a few bonuses, particularly good for some of you that are looking to get a bunch of alts and even new mains. So in this video, we're going to go over everything that is available and playable in the anniversary event. What are some of the different activities for you to engage with this year's celebration? The first thing you would want to do is log on your main and pick up a box of goodies. This box of goodies will be available for every one of your characters, and it comes with the yearly anniversary bonus where you get more experience as well as more reputation. If you want to check out some of the in-game events that are happening, head over to the Caverns of Time, and when you get to the very bottom of Caverns of Time, this is where you'll be able to interact with a couple NPCs, play a couple different games that are available. But for the most part, this year's event is actually going to be very similar to the last year's event. You'll be able to do the same old things like have dance parties in random shacks. You could preview some of the different cinematics that the game has had in the past from in-game. I think this is something that should be available in the game at all times. Imagine walking up to a historian and then being able to preview cinematics from in-game. I think that'd be kind of cool. Then they also added Khadgar Ball, where you can play a soccer-like event, or if you're European, football event where you kick in Khadgar Ball around. There are two goals, one for Alliance, one for Horde. It doesn't seem with this event there's any achievement side to it, so this is just something fun for you to do on your character, whether it's your main, whether it's on all that's checking out the event. Now, a lot of people have asked this question on the forums, and they're wondering, okay, so what is the big event? What is supposed to be the big draw for the Caverns of Time and the anniversary? Because usually Blizzard has this one big thing for you to experience with every anniversary event, besides, you know, the very fast leveling. So this year doesn't seem to be there is one, unless there is supposed to be a different event at a later time, come Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on EU and NA resets, because it seems that this anniversary has actually been pushed up. With the Shadowlands delay, Blizzard had to push up the anniversary, so the XP buff didn't overlap with the expansion launch. It looks like it's a couple things that kind of collided against each other in a very unfavorable way, and maybe Blizzard will have some kind of a big event available Tuesday and Wednesday. But as of right now, if you're wondering if there's a big event and you're just missing out on it, then don't worry, there isn't anything right now. With your Time War badges that you can earn during this event, you can actually buy a crafted Cloak of War, which doesn't really look like anything Shadowlandsy. It doesn't really look anything BFA-ish. Maybe it has like some kind of a BFA significance. And if anything, I think it kind of sort of matches the Shadowlands pre-order transmog that you can get, but it doesn't really seem that this cloak has any kind of significance or anything like it. It is something for you to add to your collection if you want to. And you could get it basically for free just for opening a box of goodies. It gives you 200 Time Warp tokens, so you can just buy the cloak with that if you already have all the other toys unlocked. Now, the biggest draw to the anniversary event has always been and always will be the leveling. Level your alts. If you have any character that you have even the hintest of interest, level them. With Shadowlands leveling, the questing is a lot faster, the XP gain is very quick, and getting to sub-max level at level 50 is very fast experience. And right now with the anniversary event, on top of it, you also get a token that lets you gain even more experience as well as reputation for the WoW's 16th anniversary. This is going to be very quick leveling, on top of all the other buffs that you can have this week in particular. And I really do mean this is going to be quick. Not only do you have the anniversary, you also have the Darkmoon Fair, where if you ride the carousel for a little bit, you gain a 10% experience buff on top of that. So you have fast leveling from the anniversary buff, Darkmoon Fair, as well as experience pods from the Warfront vendor as the only potion available for any kind of XP gain right now currently for any kind of leveling in Shadowlands pre-patch. This combined together, this is a great time, perfect time this week in particular to grind any characters that you have, any heritage armor, any classes you're even mildly interested in playing or might even play, or just if you're trying to get one of every class available just for the future in case, you know, you decide, hey, looks like fire mages are having a lot of fun in Shadowlands, or maybe some like if assassination rogues are looking insanely cool and strong, and you're like, man, I really wish I had a rogue. Level 1 right now, get all your characters up and running. This is the greatest moment right now to level your characters. It has so many different overlapping buffs. it would be kind of squandering the opportunity if you didn't level currently. This year's anniversary actually brings in some of the different activities you could do with other anniversaries. For example, world bosses from older expansions are available for the killing as well. You have a couple different bosses like Lord Kazakh. You also have the Emerald Dragons with the Emerald Portals scattered all over the world and more. So if you ever defeated any of those world bosses from back in vanilla, every one of these bosses has a chance to drop loot as well as time warp badges. These bosses should also be farmable once a day, at least that's what the Blizzard post has said. This is something I didn't really do last anniversary or any of the other anniversaries that had a similar event, but if you're someone who's interested in checking out some old school world bosses, more than welcome to. Then we have Korak's Revenge, which doesn't seem like it works. It was a fan favorite from the last year's anniversary event, a battleground with some rewards for Alliance and Horde, and it was the old school version of AV that really had that epicness all baked into the old school AV. But right now on any of the characters that I try to log into as a solo queue, it doesn't let me. Instead, it tells me join as a group has failed. Now, Korak's Revenge is really cool, and some of the rewards are going to be available for it as well, if you can get into it, are going to be some of the mounts available, like a high-res version of the old-school Ultrac Valley mounts for the Horde and Alliance. You got a Frost Wolf for the Horde, which looks absolutely fantastic. We got a Ram for the Alliance, which apparently the achievement for both of those mounts is now account-bound, so if you unlocked it on one character, switch your faction, you could do it on the other. Last time they did Korak's Revenge, they also upgraded the vendor for Korak's Revenge with time warp badges. You could actually buy some old school AV gear that was pretty good catch-up gear. So if you did a lot of Korak's Revenge and you leveled through it after hitting max level, and if you leveled just through Korak's Revenge, which was viable last year, you could actually spend all your time warp badges earned to buy a bunch of catch-up gear. Everything but azurites and necklaces, but it was actually kind of cool. And you had some really unique drops, really unique transmog. And it doesn't look like this year they added anything to it yet. The rumor goes on the servers right now, if you go into puck groups and ask players around, that apparently you should be doing the Korak's Revenge as a 40-man with Merc mode on in order to be able to even queue into it. Everybody has to have War mode, Merc mode, and it's really, really annoying and difficult trying to get a full 40-man group together and then trying to figure out who still doesn't have their Merc mode on. I spent hours trying to get a group together for 40-man or trying to wait in groups, and a lot of this AFK time just kind of went nowhere. Really hoping Blizzard is able to fix some of these kinks, but if I had to name all the things that are not working as intended, if you're trying to do some world bosses as a low level, maybe a level 30, you probably don't want to tackle any of the world bosses by yourself. You would want to open up LFG and join some groups. Well, in fact, you actually cannot open up LFG and join any of the groups for the world bosses because Blizzard wanted to kind of stomp out people using LFG system on low-level characters in order to advertise. They didn't want people to advertise their Mythic Plus runs and sales and such, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are annoyed seeing those sales either in your trade chat or when you're looking for that 15 key to run for the week. But now if you're a level 30 character, you can't queue into a group to get some bosses done. You might be able to spam trade or maybe general chat in the zone, but if you play on a low pop server or maybe like a horde dominant server and you're an alliance character, it might be difficult for you to get some groups in order to be able to, well, actually do some of the content. And then not being able to solo queue for Korak's, I mean, there's something obviously broken there as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm really hoping that Tuesday or maybe even Wednesday, Blizzard is able to push out some sort of a patch, because this was pushed out before a Tuesday reset, which normally happens, and maybe that could run into things. But this year has been pretty cursed, and I'm pretty sure most folks at Blizzard are trying to get the Shadowlands expansion right. They're trying to get it up and running as fast as possible and as clean as possible, and the Korak's Revenge and the pushback, the delays, I mean, it took a lot of people by surprise. But then again, everybody and the mother seems to be delaying their games, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes. Hopefully Blizzard fixes it very, very quickly, because Korak's Revenge was a ton of fun last time. I had a blast with it. It was actually super enjoyable. A different version of Ultrac Valley that was a little bit more challenging, required a little bit more coordination, and definitely there was a lot of epic battles to have. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Let me know your thoughts about the anniversary event so far, and I'll see all of you guys in another video.